You start off thinking everything is going great. She laughs at your jokes, texts you often, maybe even flirts a little. You start believing you've got a shot. But then something weird happens. Every time your best friend enters the room, her energy shifts. Suddenly she lights up more, talks faster, her eyes locking on him like he's the center of the universe. And you're standing there like a ghost, watching it happen in real time, wondering if you're just imagining it. This isn't something you can easily explain. It's a gut feeling, and yet it eats at you like acid. You start questioning every interaction. Was she ever into you at all? Or was she just using you as a bridge to get closer to him? It's a brutal thing to admit, but it happens more often than people talk about. You start replaying moments in your head. How she asked about him a little too much. How her body language leaned towards him when all three of you hung out. How she suddenly went quiet when he wasn't around. And maybe the worst part is the mixed signals. She's texting you, laughing with you, maybe even hanging out one-on-one. But when he shows up, you feel invisible. You try to brush it off, tell yourself you're overthinking. But deep down, there's a different kind of glow she has when she talks to him, a softness in her voice that wasn't there when she spoke to you. Now you're stuck in limbo, walking on emotional eggshells. You don't want to accuse her or him of anything because technically nothing has happened. But the emotional betrayal hits just as hard as a physical one. You start asking yourself, am I the backup plan? The safe option? The guy she keeps around until he notices her? And trust me, nothing crushes a man more than realizing he was convenient, not chosen. You might even talk to your best friend about it, trying to read his intentions. Maybe he's completely unaware, or maybe he's playing dumb. Either way, your friendship feels like it's being tested by a silent war no one's admitting is happening. And here's the psychological trap. The more confused you feel, the harder you try. You try to be more funny, more present, more charming. You double text. You try to outshine your best friend without even realizing it. But that's not attraction. That's desperation. And women can smell that energy from a mile away. If she wanted you, she wouldn't make you fight for clarity. She'd give it. She wouldn't be dropping breadcrumbs of interest while drooling over your friend. That's not love. That's manipulation. That's someone keeping you on the hook just enough to feed their ego while chasing someone else in the background. Some women don't even realize they're doing it. They're not malicious, just emotionally immature. They love the attention you give them, but crave the validation of winning over the guy who's not paying them as much mind, your best friend. It becomes a game, a chase. You're the emotional sponge, the one who listens, compliments, comforts. But when it comes time for intimacy, mystery, or romance, they gravitate to him. It's not about looks, status, or money. Sometimes it's just about who they can't have. And if your best friend is the kind of guy who's effortlessly charming, emotionally unavailable, or plays it cool, she's going to be drawn to that. It's a toxic pattern a lot of people fall into, chasing people who don't want them, while ignoring the ones who do. The worst part is watching her flirt with him in front of you, subtly, but intentionally. Maybe it's a touch on the arm that lingers too long. Maybe it's inside jokes they suddenly have that you're not part of. Maybe it's her asking about him constantly, even when he's not around. You feel like an outsider in your own story. And when you bring it up, she'll hit you with the "you're just being insecure" card. That's a classic deflection. Because the moment someone makes you question your sanity while your gut is screaming, that's manipulation in disguise. Your feelings are valid. If something feels off, it probably is. Then there's the part where she starts comparing you to him. Not directly. She's too smart for that. But in little jabs like he's so funny, or he's always so confident, or you and him are so different. And you sit there, swallowing the insult behind the compliment. You're being told, indirectly, that she's attracted to qualities in him that she doesn't see in you. That's emotional warfare. That's someone trying to mold you into someone you're not. And for what? To be a substitute? A placeholder? And your best friend, he might not even notice. He might just be his usual self, not realizing that his every move is being watched like a hawk. Or worse, he does know and enjoys the attention. Maybe he flirts back, innocently. Maybe he doesn't shut it down like a real friend would. And that's when the betrayal cuts deeper. Not only are you losing her, you're questioning him, too. The trust between you starts to erode. And whether or not anything ever happens between them, The possibility is enough to ruin everything. You start distancing yourself, not because you want to, but because being around them feels like emotional torture. You can't enjoy moments anymore. Every interaction feels loaded. Every group hangout feels like a test of your self-worth. And the more you try to act normal, the more it eats you up inside. You feel like you're being played in a game where you didn't even know the rules. And the worst part? No one else sees it. To the outside world, it looks like a harmless triangle of friendship. But on the inside, you're breaking. Eventually, you're going to have to make a choice. Either confront the situation head-on or walk away quietly. If you confront her, be prepared for denial, gaslighting, or guilt-tripping. She might say, "Why would you even think that?" Or, "He's like a brother to me." But pay attention to actions, not words. Emotional attraction doesn't need to be physical to be real. If she lights up for him in a way she never did for you, that's all the proof you need. If you confront your best friend, be ready to hear him say he didn't notice anything. Maybe that's true, or maybe he just doesn't want to admit it. You need to ask yourself a hard question. Are you staying because you believe she'll choose you? Or are you staying because you're afraid of being alone? Because the truth is, you should never have to compete for someone's love. Real love doesn't make you doubt yourself. It doesn't make you feel like a backup. It doesn't make you question your own worth every time your friend walks into the room. If you have to convince someone to pick you, they're not worth being chosen by in the first place.